Snakewood Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned.
Box Production.
On the dead low. Usually the crew won't move through the eulogy. You'll be plotting, popping, you a G. Who shooting, who driving, you and me. EC, keep that between you and me. That was folks, not least 2 or 3. Streets talk, just watch, you will see. On the set, never charge you a fee. And unless you agree, you a ye. Never been scary, never been phony. Air enemy in the area know me. Everywhere I go, I carry it on me. Cemetery ceremony, buried at home. Blue chucks, obituary struck up. Hope the preacher hurry up and shut the fuck up. View the murder victim, single file line. Violent vengeance, only thing on my mind. Murder.
I don't know. Please tell me why they had to kill him. I don't know. But this is murder in my city. Murder in my city. This is murder in my city. Murder in my city. Yeah.
Murder in My City, available on all digital platforms. I pinned that comment because he said, yo bro, I think the Oklahoma County Jail is the worst jail on the planet, bro. Do your Googles. There is no need for me to do no Googles. Just ironically enough, not too long ago, I don't know if I had seen it before, but I just refreshed my recollection and memory with the viewing of a video of the takeover when they had the CO up on the tier, and I looked at it from a whole different perspective than I would have ever seen that in my life, because I'll share with you, a lot of you recently, that the first child that I ever was responsible for being a father of, who is my oldest birth daughter, Curtis's and Genesis' big brother, Steven, just recently became a CO. He's going through the very final stages of being an official correctional officer. So when I saw this video, I kind of looked familiar, but I wasn't sure. When I saw it though the other day, even if it was for the first time or the other time, it seemed like the first time. That thing was crazy up in there. Also blew my mind that I had to go to the comments to realize where they were, because everybody was neighborhood this, neighborhood, crip this, crip that, woo, wop. Slightly off or different from LA, just natural lingo. I can tell just they not quite LA cats, but you couldn't tell quite where they was from. So I'm not surprised that they're from the Midwest versus down south, because it wasn't no down south and no accent. So I'm like, and the way they was banging, only thing, the numbers, they was like, the streets didn't ring no bell to me. I'm pretty familiar with just about everything LA County based, so when they neighborhood and all that, but when they saying they streets, I'm like, yeah, they out of town somewhere, but you couldn't quite tell. They posture, demeanor, movements were quite reminiscent of how the homies get out. But they did woo doohickey in the dorm, bro. And from the reports, I believe one of the main dudes who was involved ended up losing his life. Rest in peace to him. But it seemed like they were rebelling against the conditions of the actual jail, which were inhabitable for humans. If you listen to the report and seen some of the footage that they were trying to point out. However, they took it upon themselves to, at some point, somehow, it doesn't really give you that much. They ended up taking possession or hostage a CO and took his keys and started letting a whole lot of other inmates out and running the tier. And they ended up bringing back up, and they was trying to make demands. And so the fact that you said that you believe that the Oklahoma City County Jail is the worst jail on the planet, I can under and understand why you might reach that conclusion. However, I really was assuming that you were saying the country. But bro, I don't think you overstand. You go to Mexico, there's inmates with guns, knives. They have parties on the weekend where women can come and you can And it's really wild and wide open. And if you are an individual, from my under and understanding, from what I've been told, that doesn't have outside interest to come in to make sure you eat, they don't just feed you 3 hots in a cot. Nah, they got stores in there. You're going to have to figure out how to get you some dollars together and feed yourself. So I don't know about On the Planet. I don't know if you ever read a book or heard of a book or a movie called The Midnight Express. I believe that's what it was. It's about a Turkish prison a long time ago, about an American kid who, instead of going to college, which was his plan for the majority of his life as a youth and through high school, and what his parents would have desired him to do, and then at the time when he was supposed to be going into college, he decided that he would rather spend some time traveling the world. Totally innocent as far as criminal and all these type of things, that he was no negative guy, wasn't trying to do anything wrong. He just wanted to travel the world before embarking on a 4-year journey into his education. However, he went to Turkey and realized how cheap hashish, a derivative of marijuana or some type of associated product of marijuana, is. And he feel like he which would not in any sense comparable to cartel type weight or anybody trying to get no money, but for somebody that might be a pothead or a casual smoker that ran into a hell of a deal, he got a quantity. I think it's like a pound or something of that nature. Long story short, he ended up spending long years and getting tortured and beat, and ended up having relationships. He was in love with a woman from America, but he ended up having relationships with men in prison based on a lot of the turmoil and the position he found himself in. But if you read the conditions or learn the conditions that was taking place out there in Turkey, and in Turkish prisons, I don't know, when you say the planet is a very, very large place, and I'm not familiar with all the prisons, but I can agree with you that the Oklahoma City County Jail does get active. They way out crazy stuffuses. You might not be familiar, but it was a time in the 90s when my homies, the just by brand name, the East Coasters, was at a level 4 yard. Was it at Calipat? I believe it was at Calipat, but they had tripped on a homie, and allegedly, supposedly, handful of my homies got got something in their hand and went to the program office and got busy on the authorities. It, not only did I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, that's what prompted them to separate the level 4 yards the way they do. Like, it's gates separate like each building. Like, each building is like got their own yard, got a gate around it. But the homies went in there and did their stuff. So when I watched that Oklahoma City jail thing, and you say the worst place on the planet, the filthiness don't compare to what I seen in the downtown LA, Central Jail, where your cellmate is big ass rats on a regular basis. We call them Freeway Freddy, because they run that freeway. You see them running slow. They don't run, they walk. And then outside of that, the violence that you say that I saw in that video, I know some homies that's responsible for similar violence, but in the prison system though. On my mama, not celebrating, glorifying any of that, just sharing from experience. Even when you read the Bible, you hear accounts of murders, rapes, jail experiences, violences. Even the first tale of the first 2 brothers ended in a murder. So please don't confuse my sharing of any, bit of history that might contain violence as me glorifying it. It's just me trying to give an accurate account of what actually transpired. But if you do get it misconstrued, I don't give a motherfucker.
He told me he gonna pay my motherfucking money last motherfucking week. I ain't seen this motherfucker yet. I'm not gonna chase this motherfucker for my 35 motherfucking dollars. I called the motherfucker 4 motherfucking times. but the motherfucker won't call me back. I called his mama the other motherfucking day. She gonna play like the motherfucker went in. Oh, Lord, to cut her motherfucking ass out. But I don't want no motherfucking trouble.
Press
But I
play.
tell you one motherfucker thing. The next motherfucker time I see this motherfucker and he ain't got my motherfucking money, I'm gonna bust his motherfucking head.
On the real, I give a fucker how a motherfucker feel. Motherfucker bet not fuck with my motherfucking meal. Run a drill, quick way to get a motherfucker killed. Fuck a trial and appeal. What's the motherfucking deal? Mr. Williams got my hand on the motherfucking wheel. Make some millions before I make a motherfucking wheel. You motherfucking right. What's the motherfucking lick? Niggas know going broke or make a motherfucker sick. And a bitch, that's when she leave a motherfucker quick. So she can't do shit but suck my motherfucking dick. And then suck and fuck the whole motherfucking clique. Silly rabbit, no kids, no motherfucking tricks. Just crips blowing zips, counting motherfucking chips with hollow tips stuffed in they motherfucking clips. Taking trips, leaving big motherfucking tips. You still can't hear, read my motherfucking lips, motherfucker. What up, motherfucker? Motherfucker. Like us, motherfucker. We don't give a fuck, motherfucker. What up, motherfucker? Motherfucker. Like us, motherfuckers. We don't give a fuck, motherfucker. Motherfucker, where you been, motherfucker? What the fuck? You just did 10 in the pen, motherfucker.
Damn nigga, where you been? Oh, you did 10 in the pen, huh?
That's the homie from the hood. We rolled them motherfuckers together. Cuz caught a case and told them motherfuckers loose lips sink ships. Control the motherfuckers. You gon' claim these dirty streets, then patrol the motherfuckers. Catch an enemy slipping in them. Blow the motherfucker. Motherfuckers ain't knowing. Gotta show the motherfuckers. I ain't like to square off. I stole on motherfuckers. Motherfuckers stole on me just like I stole on motherfuckers. Motherfuckers. It's on the motherfucking set. Ask about a motherfucker. I'm a motherfucking vet. Ain't met a motherfucker around this motherfucker yet that can ever say they see me off a motherfucking wet motherfucker.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Snakewood and that Puzzle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned.
Black Box Production. Production.